We might have had to wait a year, but the 2020 Tokyo Olympics is finally here, and I'm going to show you how you can stream the big event coming up on the Streaming Insider. What's up, streamers? It's Jason from the Streamable, and every week I bring you the biggest in streaming tips, and this week I'm going to show you how you can stream the Olympics for cheap or free. And I also have a special guest. You know her from SportsCenter, and she's a host of one of Peacock's Olympic shows on her turf, Lindsay Czarniak, who will join us in the middle of the show. But first, before we get going, make sure you hit that like button. The more people who like this, the more people will see it, and the more great content I can keep bringing to you. And make sure you hit subscribe. One of our first 10,000 subscribers is going to have a chance to win a brand new Roku Ultra, and it could be you. But why don't we get going on how to stream the Olympics? In my mind, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics is the first streaming Summer Olympics, and that's because in 2016, to stream the Olympic Games just wasn't a thing. Most of the live TV streaming services didn't have local channels, and it certainly was harder to get cable channels without a cable or satellite plan. And while there's a bunch of different ways to stream the Olympics, one of the best and least expensive ways for a single month to stream the Olympics is with a live TV streaming service. And I'm gonna even tell you how with these you may be able to stream in 4K. So there are 5 major live TV streaming services: Hulu Plus Live TV, fuboTV, YouTube TV, AT&T TV, and Sling TV. And while they all have various pricing and channels in their plans, I'm gonna show you which ones are best for you. Well, 3 of them at $64.99, fuboTV, Hulu Plus Live TV, and YouTube TV, carry all the major channels that the Olympics will be on: NBC, NBCSN, USA Network, CNBC, Golf Channel, and the Olympic Channel. But 2 of those 3, fuboTV and YouTube TV, will be streaming some of their content in 4K. With fuboTV, it's no extra charge, and you'll be able to watch wrestling, tennis, and golf on the Olympic Channel and the Golf Channel regardless of where you're from. With fuboTV, customers in 5 markets, covering about 17% of the population, will be able to stream their local NBC affiliate in 4K as well. But if you really need 4K coverage, you'll be able to watch that on YouTube TV. With YouTube TV, you can add their new 4K Plus add-on, which will give you your local NBC affiliate in 4K, as well as Golf Channel and the Olympic Channel for select events. It will be free for 30 days, but after that it's $9.99 a month for your first year, and then $19.99 after that. But if you want a cheaper option, Sling TV actually might be the right option for you. While they don't have NBC in every market, they do have it in all NBC owned and operated markets, so mostly the big cities. You'll also get coverage on NBCSN and USA Network as part of the Sling Blue plan. You can add the Olympic Channel and the Golf Channel for $11 for the month, and you can add CNBC for $6. But right now they're offering $25 off your first month of service, so that means you'll be able to stream the Olympics for the entire month for just $10. So this is an incredibly inexpensive way to make sure that you can stream not only what's on NBC, but those events that are available on some of the cable channels. Let's say a live TV streaming service is too expensive. Well, there's some free options available too. First of all, you can watch all of NBC's coverage with an over-the-air antenna. As long as you have line of sight to your NBC station, you'll be able to watch it on your TV. But if you don't, you can also try a service like Locast. While it isn't available in every market, it is available in almost 35 markets, so you might want to see if you can watch it. It is free in the sense that you can watch 15 minutes at a time for free, but if you really want to keep it throughout the Olympics, you should pay the $5.50 donation, which will make it run and won't stop every 15 minutes. This is also the first Olympics with Peacock, and you might know Peacock as the streaming service that brings you The Office and WWE events and Premier League, but But you don't even need to sign up for Peacock's premium plan to get a lot of the major events on Peacock. You'll be able to watch things like women's gymnastics and track and field, and a lot of men's basketball on Peacock for free. The one thing that you will need to pay for is Team USA's men's basketball game. You'll need Peacock Premium, which is $4.99 a month, or free if you have Comcast or Cox internet. Besides that, Peacock is also going to have live channels that is going to give you a ton of live content on top of that. In fact, every day from 6 to 11, they'll be hosting Tokyo Live, which will show live events and give you recaps and highlights. Then from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. they'll have something called Tokyo Gold, which will recap everything that happened in the morning. And then at 7:30 they'll have Tokyo Tonight, which is a fast-paced highlight show and taking you to events as they happen, hosted by former SportsCenter anchor Kenny Mayne and Carrie Champion. But right before Tokyo Tonight, Peacock will be debuting a brand new show called On Her Turf, which is hosted by former Olympian Lolo Jones, AJ Acosta-Ruiz, and former SportsCenter anchor Lindsay Czarniak, who happens to be joining us today on the Streaming Insider. We're about to talk to her about the first streaming Olympics, what her streaming setup looks like, and some of the major storylines coming out of Tokyo. Right after that, we're going to tell you a few additional ways that you can stream the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, but without further ado, let's welcome Lindsay Czarniak to the Streaming Insider.
Thank you so much. It's awesome to be here. This is so cool. What like unprecedented times, right?
Totally. Well, to get started, to me, this is the first streaming Olympics and the first one on Peacock. So how do you think this Olympics will be a different experience for streamers?
I think it's going to give an opportunity to have a lot of different types of programming. There are a lot of different ways that I think you'll feel it at these Olympic Games, but I'm excited because I see this and streaming as sort of an extension of some of that. And I know specifically on our show, people will be able to get it. You can stream it. You can get it for free on an app that's Tokyo Now as well. But it kind of impacts the way that you can do TV because you're coming at it also with so many more resources, and it's almost like time doesn't exist, because you're kind of being able to pull from anywhere, and that viewers can access so much more content anywhere at any time. That's what I think is going to be really fascinating. People can, in my mind, really tailor the way they watch the Olympics. They can tailor really, getting more information, digging into the people, the athletes and the storylines and the sports that they really want to see.
So you're probably going to be watching more Olympics than anyone. Can you walk me through your streaming setup?
I mean, I'm going to make sure that I know exactly what my passwords are and how to work it, because that's what happens to me constantly. I'm excited about the Tokyo Now app because you can get all this stuff and be able to follow and check in at any point, and being for free is also an asset. I'm going to use Peacock a ton, and I'm really excited though to pay attention and stream. The other thing is the types of content that we're having. Our show is leading right into the primetime show that's with Kenny Mayne and Carrie Champion, and that's going to be amazing. So I tend to just have stuff on in the background constantly, and so that's what I'm going to do. But I'm excited about, I've never been a big watch stuff on my phone person, but this is going to change it. I'm going to do that.
I agree. I think a ton of people are going to be watching on your phone. You just don't need to be in front of your TV anymore when a big event happens.
Totally. Exactly. You can be anywhere. And also, look, you see this with every single sport out there. You know what's happened before you see it sometimes because of just how fast the internet works and how everyone puts stuff now on social media. So I think that's awesome. Social media, streaming, all of it. I think it's cutting edge. You're right. I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, my first thought was I feel so lucky to be involved in a show like this where they've come to the table and said, this is what the show is. We want you guys to talk about all of it, nothing's off the table. Just enjoy, have fun. This is really a meaningful conversation, but anything goes. So that's one thing. But then the second thing is thinking about, oh, wow, this does have the opportunity it's such a different Olympics for that reason. It's going to be really interesting.
Lindsay, this was awesome. Thanks for coming on the Streaming Insider. I want to leave you with one final way on how to stream the Olympics, and one that I think is going to be really helpful for you. If if you have a live TV streaming service from Fubo or Sling or AT&T TV, or if you have a family and friend with a cable or satellite subscription, you can watch almost every event in the Olympics from the NBC and NBC Sports app. To do that, all you have to do is unlock with your TV Everywhere credentials. And if you haven't used it before, all that means is you go in the app, you select your provider, you choose your streaming, cable, or satellite subscription, and then log in with your credentials. And just like that, it will be unlocked to watch all of the Olympic Games free at no extra charge. And if you don't have one, they do give you a 30-minute preview. So if there's a Olympic event that you really want to watch, you might want to save it so you can watch it in the NBC Sports app. Before you go, if there's a certain Olympic event that you want to stream, make sure you visit us at thestreamable.com. We have the best way to stream every competition at the Olympics. We break down the streaming schedule, the TV schedule, your different streaming options, and show you the easiest way to sign up and subscribe. Well, that's it. That's how you can stream the 2020 Olympics from Tokyo. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button. The more people who like it, the more people see it, and the more great content I can keep bringing to you. And make sure you hit subscribe. We're bringing you the best in streaming tips all year long, and you're not going to want to miss them. Make sure you come to us at thestreamable.com for the best way to stream the Olympics and even more. For The Streamable, I'm Jason. Have a great week.